Jenelle Evans shares if she'll return to MTV after Teen Mom exit. Closed chapter. Jenelle Evans, once one of the most recognizable faces on MTV's Teen Mom franchise, has spoken out about the possibility of returning to the network that helped launch her into the spotlight. Known for her candid personality and tumultuous journey both on and off camera, Evans has been a polarizing yet undeniably influential figure in reality television. Her departure from Teen Mom 3 back in 2017 marked the end of an era for many fans who had followed her since she first appeared on 16 and Pregnant in 2010. Now years later, with the Teen Mom series still going strong and new cast members joining the fold, fans have wondered whether there could ever be a reunion or return for Evans. In a recent interview, the former reality star addressed the rumors head-on, stating that her time with MTV is officially over and that she considers it a closed chapter. Jenelle Evans first entered the public eye when she was cast on 16 and Pregnant, a show designed to highlight the realities of teenage pregnancy through real-life stories. At just 18 years old, she gave birth to her son Jace in 2010, and her raw honesty about her struggles quickly made her a fan favorite. The decision to continue her story on Teen Mom was a natural progression, and for several seasons, Jenelle became a central figure in the franchise. Over the years, her life unfolded in front of millions of viewers. From relationship drama to legal troubles, parenting challenges, and personal growth, Evans provided a roller coaster ride of emotions that kept audiences engaged. However, not all of her experiences were easy to watch. Her rocky relationships, particularly with David Eason, her baby's father, and the man she would later marry, were often at the center of controversy. Legal issues involving domestic violence charges and child custody battles further complicated her public image. Despite the ups and downs, Evans remained a fixture on MTV until 2017, when she exited Teen Mom 3 under circumstances that were initially unclear. Rumors swirled about whether it was a mutual parting of ways or if there had been behind-the-scenes tensions. Over time, however, Evans herself clarified that her exit was due to a combination of wanting more control over her narrative and a desire to step away from the pressures of constant media scrutiny. In a recent sit-down interview with a popular entertainment news outlet, Evans was asked directly if she would consider returning to MTV or rejoining any of the Teen Mom platforms. Without hesitation, she responded, "No, that chapter is closed." She elaborated by explaining that while she appreciates the opportunities the show gave her, particularly the financial stability and platform to share her story, she no longer feels connected to that version of herself. "I've grown so much since then," she said. "MTV was a big part of my life, but it was also a really hard time. I think people forget how young I was when I started. I was still figuring out who I was, and now I'm in a completely different place mentally, emotionally, and spiritually." Evans went on to say that she values her privacy more than ever and wants to focus on raising her children in a stable environment away from cameras and contracts. "It was great for what it was, but I don't need that kind of exposure anymore. I want my kids to grow up without their lives being documented for ratings. That's not fair to them." Her comments reflect a broader trend among former reality stars who eventually seek a quieter life after years in the public eye. Many find that the demands of fame, especially during formative years, can be overwhelming and ultimately detract from personal growth and family life. While she may be done with MTV, Evans doesn't shy away from reflecting on her past. She acknowledged that her time on Teen Mom played a significant role in shaping who she is today. "I learned a lot from that experience," she admitted. "I learned how strong I am, how resilient I can be, and also where I needed to change and grow. I wouldn't trade those lessons, even though some of them were painful." She also expressed gratitude for the support she received from fans over the years, noting that despite the criticism she often faced, she knows many viewers genuinely cared about her well-being. "There were times I felt like the whole world was against me, but there were also people who stood by me and rooted for me. That meant a lot, especially when things got tough." However, she also pointed out that the nature of reality TV often leads to misinterpretations. People forget that we're real people. You see snippets of our lives edited into a storyline, and sometimes that creates this false perception. It's hard to explain your side when you're only given 5 seconds to speak. This sentiment echoes the experiences of many reality stars who struggle with public perception shaped by carefully curated content. For Evans, stepping away from the cameras was not just about reclaiming her privacy, but also about regaining control over her own narrative. Since leaving the show, Jenelle has taken steps toward building a life outside of reality television. While she remains active on social media, where she shares updates about her life and connects with fans, she has intentionally kept certain aspects private. She has focused on her mental health, pursued entrepreneurial ventures, and prioritized being a present mother to her 3 children, Jace, Nola, and Kaiser. She launched a line of hair extensions and skincare products, which have found a niche audience online. Additionally, she has explored podcasting, giving her a platform to discuss everything from parenting to self-care. These endeavors allow her to maintain a connection with fans while staying in control of her message. "I like having the freedom to choose what I do and how I do it," she said. With MTV, there were always guidelines, producers, scripts. "Now I get to make my own decisions. It's liberating." Evans also hinted at potential future projects, including writing a book about her life and experiences. "I think there's a lot of value in sharing my story in my own words, without any filters or edits," she said. "Maybe one day I'll write a memoir. I feel like I have something important to say, not just about being on TV, but about overcoming adversity and learning to love yourself through it all." Whether loved or loathed, Jenelle Evans left an indelible mark on reality television. Her willingness to be vulnerable even when it led to criticism helped humanize the complexities of teen motherhood, mental health struggles, and personal growth. She challenged stereotypes and sparked conversations around topics that are often stigmatized. Her journey resonated with many viewers who saw parts of themselves in her story. For some, she was a cautionary tale. For others, she was proof that people can change and grow. Regardless of perspective, her impact on pop culture and the Teen Mom franchise cannot be denied. As the Teen Mom series continues with new generations of young mothers navigating similar challenges, Evans' absence is notable. Yet, rather than viewing it as a loss, perhaps it should be seen as a testament to her evolution. She has chosen a path of healing, independence, and intentional living, one that prioritizes peace over publicity. In closing, Jenelle Evans made it clear that while she will always appreciate the foundation MTV laid for her career, she has no plans to return to the network or the franchise that once defined her. "It was a chapter in my life, but not the whole book," she concluded. "I'm writing my own story now, and I'm finally happy with the way it's turning out." For fans who have followed her journey, this declaration may come as bittersweet news. But for Evans, it represents a sense of closure, empowerment, and forward motion. As she continues to build a life beyond reality TV, one thing remains certain. Jenelle Evans is no longer the girl from Teen Mom. She is a woman who has embraced her past, learned from it, and stepped boldly into her future. Teen Mom's Jenelle Evans explains why son Jace moved to Florida to live with his dad Andrew Lewis. Jenelle Evans, the former Teen Mom star known for her raw honesty and tumultuous personal life, recently opened up about a major change in her family dynamic. Her son Jace's move to Florida to live full-time with his father, Andrew Lewis. The news came as a surprise to many of her fans, who have followed her journey since she first appeared on 16 and Pregnant over a decade ago. In a candid interview, Jenelle shared details about the decision-making process behind Jace's relocation, shedding light on the emotional and logistical factors that led to this new chapter in their lives. While it wasn't an easy choice, both parents agreed that it was made with Jace's best interests at heart. Jenelle, now 32, has been open about the challenges of single motherhood, especially after going through multiple relationships and legal battles over the years. She and Andrew Lewis welcomed Jace in 2010, when they were both teenagers, and their relationship ended shortly after. Despite the early end to their romantic partnership, Jenelle and Andrew have remained co-parents, navigating the ups and downs of raising a child together from separate households. Over the years, Jace has spent time with both parents, often splitting his time between North Carolina, where Jenelle resides, and Florida, where Andrew has built a stable life. However, as Jace has grown older and entered his teenage years, both parents began noticing changes in his behavior and emotional well-being. Jenelle explained that while she has always tried to provide a loving and supportive environment, certain aspects of her lifestyle, including media attention, past trauma, and ongoing legal issues, may have started to negatively affect Jace. "It's not like I didn't want him here," Jenelle said during a recent Instagram live session. "I love my son more than anything, but sometimes love means letting go even if it hurts." She admitted that the decision weighed heavily on her for months. As a mother, she struggled with feelings of guilt and inadequacy, wondering if she had failed her son in some way. However, she eventually came to terms with the idea that what might be best for Jace isn't necessarily what feels best for her emotionally. Andrew, on the other hand, stepped up and offered Jace a more structured and stable living situation. He has been working hard to build a solid foundation in Florida, providing a safe home, consistent routines, and access to better educational opportunities. According to Jenelle, Andrew's maturity and commitment played a significant role in her decision to let Jace relocate. "He's been so patient and understanding," she said. "He never made me feel like I was failing as a mom. He just wanted what's best for Jace, and honestly, that meant more to me than anything else." One of the unique challenges Jenelle faces as a public figure is the constant scrutiny surrounding her parenting choices. Having grown up in the spotlight herself, Jace has been exposed to media attention since birth. While some children thrive under such conditions, others struggle with the pressure and lack of privacy. Jenelle acknowledged that being part of a reality TV show and having every aspect of their lives dissected online has taken a toll on her son. "I know people think I use my kids for attention, but nothing could be further from the truth," she said. "I've tried everything I can to protect Jace, but I also know that just by being my kid, he gets judged more harshly than most." The pressure intensified in recent years, especially after Jenelle's highly publicized legal troubles and personal setbacks. She believes that moving away from that environment will give Jace the chance to grow up without constantly being tied to his mother's past mistakes or drama. "I don't want him to carry my baggage," she said. "He deserves to make his own path, free from the noise and negativity." While Jace will still appear on Teen Mom, both Jenelle and Andrew are working to ensure that his presence on the show doesn't overshadow his personal growth. They've reportedly set boundaries with producers to prioritize Jace's mental health and emotional well-being throughout the filming process. Despite their rocky history, Jenelle and Andrew have managed to maintain a relatively civil co-parenting relationship. In fact, Jenelle credits Andrew's willingness to step in and provide a better environment for Jace as one of the biggest reasons she felt comfortable making the move happen. "I used to think I had to do everything on my own," she admitted. "But watching Andrew step up and take responsibility has been healing for me too. It showed me that I'm not a failure, I'm just human." Andrew, who has also grown significantly since his days on Teen Mom, echoed those sentiments in a separate interview. He emphasized that his priority has always been Jace's happiness and stability. "Being a dad is the most important job I'll ever have," he said. "I knew that if Jace wanted to live with me full-time, I had to be ready to give him everything he needed: structure, support, love. And I am." Both parents agreed that communication is key to their successful co-parenting dynamic. They stay in regular contact, coordinate schedules, and make sure that Jace knows he is loved unconditionally by both of them. Jenelle visits frequently, and Jace is welcome to come back to North Carolina whenever he wants. "We're not perfect," Jenelle said, "but we're trying our best, and that's all any parent can really do." Now 14 years old, Jace is at an age where he is starting to form his own opinions and make decisions about his life. Jenelle made it clear that the move was not forced upon him, rather, it was something he expressed interest in after spending more time with Andrew. He talked to me about how he felt like things were calmer when he was in Florida, Jenelle shared. He mentioned how much he liked the school there, how he felt more grounded. That hit me hard because I realized it wasn't just about me anymore, it was about him. While it was heartbreaking to see her son choose a different path, Jenelle says she supports him fully. I told him, "You get to decide what makes you happy. You don't owe me anything. You just keep being kind, keep being strong, and know that I'm always here for you." Andrew added, "Jace has matured so much. He's thoughtful, responsible, and he knows what he wants. I'm proud of him for speaking up and telling us how he felt." Since relocating to Florida, Jace has reportedly settled in well. He's adjusting to a new school, making friends, and exploring extracurricular activities that interest him. Andrew shared that Jace has shown a passion for sports and is already involved in local leagues. Meanwhile, Jenelle is focusing on rebuilding her life and continuing therapy to address her own struggles with anxiety, trauma, and self-worth. She hopes that by taking care of herself, she can continue to be a positive influence in Jace's life, even from a distance. "I'm learning how to let go without losing him," she said. "Distance doesn't mean absence. I'm still here, still cheering him on, still his biggest fan." Fans of Teen Mom have responded with mixed emotions to the news, with many expressing support for Jenelle's strength and maturity in putting her son's needs above her own. Others have praised Andrew for stepping up and providing a stable environment for Jace. Social media has been flooded with messages of encouragement, with many noting that it takes courage to acknowledge when a change is necessary and even more courage to act on it. Through this experience, Jenelle says she's learned valuable lessons about motherhood, resilience, and the importance of prioritizing a child's emotional well-being over personal fears or ego. "I used to think being a good mom meant keeping my kid close all the time," she reflected. "But now I realize that being a good mom means doing what's best for your child, even if it's hard, even if it breaks your heart a little." She also encouraged other parents facing similar situations not to be afraid of making tough decisions. Every family is different. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. The only thing that matters is what's right for your child. As for Andrew, he hopes that Jace continues to grow into the confident, compassionate young man he sees emerging. "He's got a bright future ahead of him," he said, "and I'm honored to be a part of it." While the move marks a significant shift in the family dynamic, both Jenelle and Andrew remain committed to supporting Jace in every way possible. Whether it's through phone calls, visits, or simply being present for major milestones, they are determined to remain active and loving figures in his life. Jenelle has also hinted at using her platform to speak more openly about the complexities of co-parenting, the pressures of raising children in the public eye, and the importance of mental health awareness. "I want other moms out there to know they're not alone," she said. "It's okay to struggle. It's okay to question yourself. But it's also okay to make changes if they're for the good of your kids." As for Jace, he seems to be embracing this new chapter with optimism and excitement. Though he may no longer live under his mother's roof, the bond between them remains strong, and that, Jenelle says, is all that truly matters. Jenelle Evans' decision to let her son Jace move to Florida with his father, Andrew Lewis, is a powerful reminder that parenting is not about perfection, it's about love, sacrifice, and doing what's best for your child, even when it's difficult. By prioritizing Jace's emotional well-being and giving him the space to grow in a stable environment, Jenelle has demonstrated incredible strength and maturity. Jenelle Evans is still on good terms with MTV, but wants to explore other options. Reality television has long been a platform for everyday people to step into the spotlight, but few have managed to maintain relevance and public interest quite like Jenelle Evans. From her early days on Teen Mom to her evolution into a multifaceted media personality, Evans has remained a fixture in pop culture for over a decade. Despite the controversies and personal struggles that have often defined her public image, she continues to captivate audiences with her candidness, resilience, and business savvy. Recently, it was reported that Jenelle is still on good terms with NTV, the network that launched her career through 16 and Pregnant, and later Teen Mom 2. However, sources close to the situation suggest that while her relationship with the network remains amicable, she is actively seeking new opportunities beyond the reality TV realm. This comes as no surprise to longtime followers of her journey, who have watched her grow from a teenage mother navigating life under the camera's gaze to an entrepreneur, author, and social media influencer. Jenelle Evans first entered the public eye in 2009 when she was cast on the groundbreaking documentary series *16 and Pregnant*. The show, which aimed to shed light on the realities of teen pregnancy, featured real-life stories from young women across the United States. Evans' story resonated with many viewers, not only because of her raw honesty, but also due to the challenges she faced as a young mother. Following the success of 16 and Pregnant, MTV expanded its teen pregnancy franchise by launching Teen Mom, which followed several of the original participants as they navigated parenthood and life after the initial series. Jenelle became a central figure on Teen Mom 2, alongside Leah Messer and Chelsea Houska. Over the years, her life unfolded in front of millions, including high-profile relationships, custody battles, legal issues, and personal growth. Despite the ups and downs, MTV continued to feature Jenelle prominently throughout the seasons. Her contract with the network provided financial stability and consistent exposure, allowing her to build a brand and fanbase that extended beyond the show itself. For many fans, Jenelle's authenticity, both the good and the bad, was what made her relatable. While Jenelle has maintained a working relationship with MTV, recent developments indicate that she is ready to explore other avenues. In interviews and social media posts, she has hinted at wanting more creative control over her narrative and a desire to expand her professional horizons. Reality television, while lucrative, often limits how much talent can shape their own storylines or express themselves outside of the producer's framework. Additionally, Teen Mom 2 has seen a decline in ratings in recent years, prompting discussions about the future of the franchise. MTV has reportedly been evaluating the direction of its reality programming, with some shows being restructured or canceled altogether. While there's no official word on whether Teen Mom 2 will continue without Jenelle, her potential departure could signal a shift in the show's format or cast dynamics. Sources close to Jenelle say she is not closing the door on returning for special episodes or reunions, but is eager to pursue projects that allow her to be more involved in the creative process. She has expressed interest in scripted content, motivational speaking, and expanding her already successful line of merchandise and self-help products. In recent years, Jenelle has taken steps to diversify her income and presence in the entertainment world. She launched a successful podcast titled The Real Talk with Jenelle Evans, where she discusses everything from parenting and mental health to business strategies and personal development. The podcast has allowed her to connect with fans on a deeper level and showcase her growth and maturity since her early days on MTV. She has also ventured into writing, releasing a memoir that delves into her personal struggles and triumphs. The book received praise for its honesty and vulnerability, further solidifying her reputation as someone unafraid to confront her past and share hard-earned lessons with others. Beyond traditional media, Jenelle has leveraged her massive social media following to launch her own clothing line, home goods collection, and even a CBD product line aimed at promoting wellness and relaxation. These ventures reflect her entrepreneurial spirit and her ability to stay relevant in an ever-changing digital landscape. Her decision to explore new opportunities isn't just about escaping the constraints of reality TV, it's about building a legacy that extends beyond one network or genre. Jenelle wants to be known not just as a former reality star, but as a businesswoman, author, and advocate for personal growth and empowerment.